Welcome everyone to Vilnius, Lithuania for the 74th, 75th NATO Summit, 74th NATO Summit. Anyway, as you all know, we have the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, here to take any questions you all have. And so I'm just going to kick it off to him since he has a short amount of time. Thank you.
Thanks, Karine, and good morning to everybody. I hope you're doing well. Today is a good day. We're coming into this consequential NATO summit with a full head of steam. The president released a statement last night welcoming the agreement between Turkey, Sweden, and the NATO Secretary General, including President Erdogan's commitment to transmit Sweden's accession protocols for ratification. While this deal was, of course, the product of direct talks among the three parties to that agreement, NATO, Turkey, and Sweden, the United States had significant recent engagement with everyone involved. The president hosted the Swedish Prime Minister at the White House last week. He called President Erdogan on Sunday, and he'll look forward to meeting with President Erdogan this evening as well, to discuss the full range of issues in our relationship. Secretary Blinken has been regularly speaking with his Turkish counterpart throughout this process, and I've had multiple conversations with both my Swedish and my Turkish counterparts in the past few days, including yesterday. At every turn, we supported the efforts by Sweden, Turkey, and NATO to reach an understanding that would allow Sweden's accession in the Turkish parliament to move forward, and therefore Sweden's membership in NATO to move forward, and we very much look forward to welcoming Sweden as NATO's 32nd ally in the near future. Soon, we will be able to say that since this war began, since Russia invaded Ukraine, we'll have welcomed two new members of NATO with strong militaries, expanding both the size and the strength of the alliance. And it is a particularly strong signal that two historically non-aligned countries have chosen at this moment in history to join the NATO alliance. The president will start today by meeting with the Lithuanian president and thanking him for hosting the NATO summit. The president in that meeting will reaffirm our ironclad support for Article 5, for reinforcing NATO's eastern flank. In fact, the president has bolstered our force posture following Russia's invasion of Ukraine last year. And indeed, we have rotating US military personnel right here in Lithuania. Then the president will meet with members of Congress who are here at the summit, including the leaders of the Senate NATO Observer Group, as part of our close coordination with Congress. When the NATO summit gets underway, our alliance will not only be bigger and stronger than ever, it will be more united, more purposeful, and more energized than at any point in modern memory. And this is in no small part thanks to President Biden's personal leadership. He has devoted significant time, dozens, if not hundreds of hours over the past 2.5 years to restoring America's place on the world stage, to rebuilding and revitalizing our alliances and partnerships, including NATO, and to rallying the world to respond forcefully and effectively to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So today and tomorrow, the alliance is going to come together to address serious challenges and to modernize our deterrence and defense capabilities. Among other things, allies will adopt a new NATO force model, which will increase readiness.
Trying to check this mic check. Let me see. There they go. The freaks come out at night. Y'all see Jake? Y'all know who missing powder that is. Look at powder face. Jake Sullivan can. Jeremiah Jacob, this late at night, this early in the morning, wee hours in the morning, I'm gonna go ahead and let him play. There's a delay on why he's this early in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, online, You know, most cocoa heads like to be up late in the middle of the night, and I was asleep and something woke me up At first I got an attitude, and then I said, no, I can't blame nobody but myself. And then come to see Jake, the White House about to go live this time in the morning. Oh, it must be serious. It's serious if you could read between the lines, because when he get to the part where he starts talking about yes we can, why they bringing up Obama incantation while they talking about Zelensky and transatlantic slave ships and stuff? Let me let it continue playing. Let Jake do the talking. Jake and the fat man.
Capacity. Allies will agree to increase defense spending and adopt a new defense investment pledge. More allies are above 2% today or on a path to get there. We will agree that 2% should be a floor, not a ceiling. And we will agree that it is important for all NATO allies to spend more to contribute to our collective defense. This builds on the progress that we have made. 2023 is the 9th consecutive year of increased defense spending by non-US allies. Allies are now working to strengthen their defense industrial bases, boosting production of critical weapons and equipment. At the summit, we will also see allies come together around bolstering our cyber resilience and our cyber defense through increased coordination. And we will see the alliance expand global partnerships with Indo-Pacific partners and the European Union. Of course, Ukraine will be a big focus. Tomorrow will be the very first meeting of the NATO-Ukraine Council.
Look, what's his name? Zelensky must have promised to join NATO or something. Because I think he reneged on his word after U.S. done depleted all their funds. And he's sitting there with that same face that he made at the G20 summit when he was picking at, what's his name? Putin. Like nanny nanny boo boo. Because as far as I'm hearing, Zelensky ain't planning on joining the NATO. If he say, I want to be free of Putin, we want to be free of everybody. That's what he fighting for. Y'all watch. That's the whole problem. This is where the problem from the start. Zelensky ain't joining NATO. He not gonna be in alliance with nobody. He wants to be free of everybody. Okay, you don't believe me? Check it out.
Council. Allies will agree on a new package of increased support for Ukraine, look at Ukraine's long-term needs, and expand plans for Ukraine's interoperability with NATO. Allies will also discuss Ukraine's path to future membership in NATO. As President Biden noted, bringing Ukraine into the alliance now here in Vilnius would bring NATO into war with Russia. Also, Ukraine has further steps to take along its reform path, but allies will send a united positive signal on Ukraine's path to future membership in the alliance. The president will have the chance tomorrow to
I
meet
see
with
what's
President
going on
Zelensky.
here.
They'll discuss how.
Why are they doing it so late in the morning and early in the morning? It's Jake is the president's advisor, and he's advising NATO ahead of time. Oh, talking about my battery and all. Look at this. Fully plugged up. Talking my battery low. Okay. I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all ain't gotta worry. Um, so he giving advance warning. If you listen to how he talking, like they saying what NATO is gonna continue doing for Ukraine, but in so many ways, if Ukraine don't join the alliance, what is gonna go down? And so now that Jeremiah Jacobson said what he had to say, Biden going over there to check him. Like, now we finna check you now. We sending all this money. He pretended he was going to England and the UK and all that. UK told him what to do. He said, look, what do we do? What happens if he don't join the alliance? What happens if he doesn't join NATO like he promised? Huh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm finished listening, then I'm going back to bed.
how the U.S., alongside our allies and partners, are prepared to make long-term commitments to help Ukraine defend itself now and to deter future aggression. And there will be further announcements on how these long-term commitments.
It sounds like YouTube street stuff right here. It's like, look, you can join the alliance, and we letting you know this is the long-term goals. But if you don't, we can't protect you from what's out there and about to come. Look how he talking. This is a threat. He's threatening Zelensky right now, but it's the nicest, sweetest. This is like YouTube creator, the masters of conscious community. I ain't talking about the ones who do all that. They still got a lot to learn to do all that loud cursing and all that, like they done did something. Especially the females, they look so bad when they do it. All kind of MNFs and when you have the masters that could cut your throat, slice a hole without saying one bad word, like Copper Christ, Triggermen, trolls. They call them trolls. Anyways, Jake Sullivan over here threatening Zelensky right now. This is the call to war right here. This right here determines what happens when Biden go talk to Zelensky, determines how fast they got to put up them FEMA camps they just signed on, the construction plan, and all that. Now he gonna talk about United States is not with EU and Federal Register and all the moves they done made. It said that United States, EU, G20 summit, at the G20 summit, the G7 summit, EU and United States and all of them is one. Remember, they trying to lie. He lying, powder face. I'm talking about he looked like he ain't just drop a sack. Look at his face. Oh, sucked it. Look, there's times that people would assume or try to assume when somebody on drugs or not on drugs, right? But when you really know a powderhead or a crackhead, and you know when they done relapsed, you look at their face, and y'all know, I don't care, vegetarians, health fit people don't look like this in the face. He looked like a straight addict. Look, he looked like he fiending for it right now. It takes one to know one, right? Not me. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying. That's what they like to say when you say things like this. I'm not judging. I'm looking and seeing through what I was taught and what things look like blackmailing and threatening could be. Look so calm, but it could look. Listen. He gonna say it. Woman, listen. And look how they said Jean. Wait, now I ain't gonna go back to Jean right now.
Will be a big focus. Tomorrow will be the very first meeting of the NATO-Ukraine Council. Allies will agree on a new package of increased support for Ukraine, look at Ukraine's long-term needs, and expand plans for Ukraine's interoperability with NATO. Allies will also discuss Ukraine's path to future membership in NATO. As President Biden noted, bringing Ukraine into the alliance now here in Vilnius would bring NATO into war with Russia. Also, Ukraine has further steps to take along its reform path, but allies will send a united positive signal on Ukraine's path to future membership in the alliance. The President will have the chance tomorrow to meet with President Zelensky. They'll discuss how the U.S., alongside our allies and partners, are prepared to make long-term commitments to help Ukraine defend itself now and to deter future aggression.
I gotta pause it again.
There will be further announcements on how these long-term.
Wouldn't it be something? Because if Ukraine joins the alliance with NATO, everybody that's in the alliance, then that means they're going to full force on war on Russia. But what if the table of brotherhood, Putin and Zelensky, because they related by the land and all that, they related by the blood and all that. Just say It was they plan all along. Huh? Because they threatening Ukraine in so many ways. They like you remember now, remember when Biden was like, we can't tell Zelensky what to do. He getting our money, but we can't. Kirby was saying that, remember? We can't tell him what to wait a minute. That's what people expect. It's like when we paying you, you're gonna do what we tell you to do and how to do it. But I ain't never seen it nowhere in the world where they say like you getting the money maybe because the money was a gift or something. Because Ukraine could say that. He say, no, y'all promised this to me when I was giving Biden nice best wine while he was on medication when he took that trip. I'm just saying he could come up with all kind of stuff. He said, I told y'all we want to be free and independent even of United States. Who do you think we are? Suppose it wouldn't that mean that it's gonna be a full-fledged out wait a minute, I don't know. But it looked like Jake Powder. You know what? Y'all remember the movie Powder? That's Jake Sullivan, new name for me, Powder. Huh? Powder was cute too. Powder kind of looked like Michael Jackson in a way. Y'all remember? Did y'all watch? Nobody watched Powder. That's one of the best movies of all time. To me, one of them. Jake Powder Sullivan.
Term commitments will come forward during the day tomorrow. That's on top of the historic support that the United States has already provided over the course of the past 16 months. Tomorrow night, before departing Vilnius, the president will give a major speech highlighting how the United States, along with our allies and partners, is supporting Ukraine, defending democratic values, and taking action to address global challenges. And I'll say one final thing. We have appreciated Secretary General Stoltenberg's leadership throughout this critical period when European security has been tested, when the rules-based international system has been tested. We are grateful for his leadership, reaching a deal with Turkey and Sweden last night. And you will see allies recognize that leadership as well, quite concretely, by unanimously endorsing his extension as NATO Secretary General for another year. So with that, and I'm sorry that was all a mouthful, but there is a lot of substance in this summit, a lot to get through over the course of the next 48 hours. With that, I'll be happy to take your questions. Yeah.
He said 48 hours. I knew it was a countdown. I knew it was a countdown. Hold up. Wait. Let's make sure I'm coming in. I got to make sure I'm coming in while I'm saying this right here.
He said 48 hours. I knew it was a countdown.
I told somebody yesterday, I said it's a 72-hour countdown. Now we at 48. I knew it was a countdown. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I told y'all. I told y'all from the day that they started counting down, and I put it up there. The same prophecy is somewhere it was written, and I happened to glance it and be able to catch it. It's already written. But he said 48 hours. NATO, Ukraine, however they planning this out to match up with what they already got going on in the Federal Register. I'll come back and review this tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and lay it on down since I do have to be up in a few hours. Greater light. Greater light. I don't know, early morning, late morning. Let me forward to the part where he said, yes, we can. He brought that up and threw that in there.
Next 2 days, the alliance will mark a lot of the progress Ukraine has already made and then have the opportunity to discuss with Ukraine the further steps.
Is this a 5-year path? Is this a 10-year path? How soon would you like to see Ukraine become a member of NATO?
I can't put a timetable on it for you. Yeah.
Go back to the F-16s. Is there a world where the U.S. would be selling these F-16 fighter jets to Turkey before Turkey's parliament votes on Sweden's accession into NATO?
The president has said all along that he is interested in getting these F-16s to Turkey. He has backed that up by actually sending the package to the Congress.
Wait a minute. Turkey done recovered from all them people and bodies and stuff from thousands and thousands of people. They done recovered that they need military power. Wait a minute. Wasn't they all flooded out? Hundreds and thousands. They done buried all them. But I'm saying, what Turkey need? I don't get it. Let me get off of here. I'll play this tomorrow. I'll play the Yes We Can and all that. I'm gonna go to sleep. I got sucked in by Powder Sullivan. Look how they talking about my battery running low when it ain't. It's all plugged up and charging and everything. But that's okay because it's meant for me to get off of here. Greater light. Oh goodness, and it won't let me click out on nothing. Look at that. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, there, I could click out there.